Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to In My Eyes here on the Mix 99.5. And it's Friday again. I hope everyone had an amazing week so far. And the weekend is just around the corner. Just a couple more hours and we're back at it again, relaxing, chillaxing in our beds. Because I know I'm a homebody. I love being at home. I love having a book in front of me, just reading, if not watching a movie. Lately, I've been watching a movie with my mom, or we're watching shows all the time. I know we're stuck on Castle right now, and I'm obsessed. We've watched Castle, I think, a gazillion times. He's the funniest character that I know, and it's incredible to see how they incorporated a mystery writer, into helping a detective solve cases. And it's fun to see how his reactions are, or how he speaks to Detective Beckett, and how their relationship grows throughout the series. It's, I think, 8 seasons. Incredible show. I recommend. And my mom loves them. I think we are on season 4, and it's the funniest thing ever. But right now I just want them to get together. It's like Bones, watching Bones all over again, and seeing how long it takes for them to get together. I like romance, and it's great. um, when it comes to shows, I'm also very picky when it comes to romance. I know many people don't know that Castle exists. Sorry, I don't even people don't even know that Castle exists, and that's so sad. Come on, guys, get it together. When I talk about Bones, people are like, "Oh, Bones, really? I really like Bones," and they're okay with it. Then if I mention Gilmore Girls, oh my god, Gilmore Girls has been my mom's most favorite for so long. She watches it every single night, and she doesn't miss a day. She has to have Gilmore Girls in her ear to be happy. And I don't understand how she could watch it a gazillion times, but then again, I could watch Julie and the Phantoms over and over again. That is one of my favorite, favorite shows ever. I am upset that they didn't want to bring it back. They canceled it, and come on, it was such a good show. It was probably not one of the most popular ones that they've had, but it's still up there. It was still up there, and they still didn't want to do it. It kind of makes me sad. Come on. You had such a good show, and they canceled it. It's like Castle. They canceled it because of budget cuts and viewers, but come on. There were still people who wanted to watch it. And yet, at least I got the happy ending I wanted, but I'm still trying to rewatch it, get it to the end, and I forget how long it takes to get, for them to get together. Come on, hurry it up. Sometimes, you want your characters to hurry up and actually enjoy themselves and get together. When you have your own ship, when you want that Pacific people to get together, it's the most important thing. You want them to get together. That's the only thing that's in your mind. Oh, I'm in love, with Castle right now. That's my show. Me and my mom, that's our show right now. We just, sit in the living room, get our blankets, whatever we're doing. If we have to eat on the couch, we eat on the couch. We just chillin'. That's our weekend. If we don't have nothing to do. And be adults. But I was doing some research on some movies, some shows that people think that are either bad or that they're literally underrated. And people tend to forget there's certain things, like they don't try new things. They don't try the things that are not popular. The moment they see that something is trending either on TikTok or like on Instagram, they see it, they want to do it. It goes from products to dance moves to songs. They want to do that to the point that people are going to concerts just to hear a 15-second either a verse or a chorus because it's so popular on TikTok and they don't know the rest of the song. Guys, really, I love things that are not interesting for others. I mean, I was the kid in middle school who liked literally anime, and not many people like it until the fan base grew. Like, people now appreciate anime. And it went the same way with K-pop, where many people didn't like it. You don't even learn, like, I had comments every single day throughout high school and middle school telling me, but you don't even understand what they're saying. Many of them didn't even speak Spanish and still listened to Spanish music. They didn't know what they were saying. They still liked it. I mean, many fans like Benito right now. Mr. Bad Bunny is trending all the time, and his music is good. I like his music. Then again, my Latino self has to like Benito, but his music is awesome to hear. But then you want to judge me if I like K-pop? Come on, guys, come on. And then you had BTS, who blew up here in the United States and the world. They were the most popular band right now. Even though they're not doing content right now, they're doing their own thing. They're doing solos. They're putting out, like Jimin, he's releasing an album soon. I think in the end of March he's releasing an album. Then you have Suga, aka Min Yoongi, aka August D, who is going on tour. Going on tour, guys. I cannot wait. I'm excited. My mom and I are planning to go to New York just to go see him. Like, well, myself. I'm probably take my girl Casey with me to go see him. We'll see. Hopefully, I get lucky because I know the fan base is so big and it's so difficult. It's like a race to get tickets. But the good thing is that regardless of where you sit, you get to enjoy the most beautiful thing ever. It's an experience of its own, regardless if you sit close, if you sit barricade. That's my dream, to sit barricade. Or you're in the nosebleeds where you're high up, but you still see how beautiful it can be. Guys, when I was looking up movies, like some of my childhood movies, I decided to look up some of my childhood movies to see if they were trendy or they were underrated. The Goofy movie was put under underrated or one of the bad ones. I didn't know what to say. I was so confused. I'm like, how in the world can such a good movie as seeing Goofy as a dad of a teenager? It was such a good movie, especially the one where Max has to go to college. Guys, Goofy, even though he's clumsy, he's the funniest person ever. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I was doing this research. I didn't know how to feel. And then you also had Flush Away and Happy Feet. And Rio? Guys, Rio. Really. I know for a fact, I see on TikTok that people are jamming to the soundtrack. And yet, it's supposedly underrated. People are in love with the soundtrack. My brother and I, like, we have an obsession with our soundtrack. Like, even though it's about birds, like, the music, the soundtrack, the story is good too. But the soundtrack, guys, like, I think people needs to be aware that there's some good things to certain things in life that it doesn't have to be trendy. You don't have to follow a trend. There's some good things out there where it's great to see the things that not many people like. I've been doing that the whole life. Like, I'm 21 years old. I still don't like what other people like. BTS is a thing, but then again, I've been a fan of theirs for like 2015. Since 2015, I've been a fan of theirs. Not many people know who they were. They were judged. I've been there. I've been through a whole process until the point that people decided to open their eyes and realize how great they were. From their music, their choreography, from them being very handsome. Guys, ugh. Like, Happy Feet, guys, that's like the most heartwarming movie ever. Like, there's no way, as a child, you didn't get up to dance with those penguins. When you didn't get up to sing with them. Shoot, if I remember like my brother and I in the living room with our TV, like our big screen TV, literally dancing to Happy Feet because that was the best movie. My brother's obsession with Flush Away was also a thing. So I watched that movie a gazillion times because we had our little DVD player. Like, we all had, like, that's what we did. That was our thing. Like, I just can't believe that people don't realize how great those movies are. I mean, you had, like, one of the bad movies that I found out was Constantine. And I recently decided to watch it because I was like, why not? I mean, I kind of like, I'm a very much DC Marvel type person who likes watching superhero stuff. I watch it. I watch from The Flash, The Arrow. My mom's obsession right now, too. But Constantine, I haven't tried to watch the show. The new, well, not new one, but the movie Constantine compared to the show Constantine. They're two different actors playing Constantine. But which one's better than the other? I know for a fact a lot of people would say the show because I know that I think the show went on for so long. I might have to double check. But I kind of liked Constantine. Like, the movie was probably not it, but the show, I know I watched the show a couple times. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to make sure my research is, like, done properly. Because why not? I think they went on for a couple seasons. It's just one season. I didn't know that. I thought it went on for longer. But I guess not. John Constantine was actually a funny character to me. I actually like the animated movies that they made and he was in it. He's funny. He's in his own weird way. But I think the show kind of beats the movie. Because even my brother's like, Brianna, it's not really a good movie. Like, you shouldn't, it's not it. When it comes to shows, though, I decided to look up shows. And some of my childhood shows was put under bad. And that included Hannah Montana. I know for a fact that right now, people are posting a whole lot about Hannah Montana and how much of a childhood it was, and yet it was put as underrated/bad. Some people are some liars. They want to follow the trend. They are liars. And I don't know what to do. You have Julie and the Phantoms as also one of them. I'm like, guys, the story, it was only one season. I read the books of Julie and the Phantoms, even though it was basically a recap of everything. But then again, you also had the recap of the lives of Luke, Alex, like you had, I forgot the other one. You had a recap of their lives and it was so so good. I know my friend Cameron like would scold me for forgetting their names, but like Jesus, like that was the soundtrack is also one of the best things about that show. Like one of the best, like Unsaid Emily, guys. I recommend people to go watch it because the moment they see and hear the song Unsaid Emily, because I know I bawled my eyes out. I know for sure other people, the moment they watch it, will bawl their eyes out too. Like, speaking of bawling my eyes out, the new season of Ginny and Georgia was put under underrated and bad. Guys, it's one of the most real type show. One of the most real, like you have a story of a mom who literally does anything for her kids. Anything, including murder. I had the conversation with my mom where it was that I didn't like her the first season. And she was like, but Brianna, she's a mom. She had to do what she had to do to protect her kids. Coming into season 2, I now see and agree with my mom and what she said. She had to do a lot to save her kids and give them a good life. Even though a lot of people don't agree with her. Even though Ginny didn't even agree with her. And Ginny and Austin realized that their mom, no matter what, hands down, is there for them. The fact that the subject of self-harm was a big topic within that show. It's crazy because a lot of people, and I've read the comments because on TikTok they would show clips. I read the comments where people said, I wish my mom or their whatever parental they had opened up to would have reacted like that. They wish their supposed support system would have been there to protect them and be there for them. And I know when that scene came up, I cried my eyes out because mental health, and I've mentioned it in my previous show, where mental health is such a big thing. It's important. And I know for a fact that it's a struggle to open up to people, to figure out who you can trust, and to see who is actually going to be there for you. It's hard, but that doesn't mean you can't get help. That doesn't mean at all. The fact that Ginny's dad was willing to help her get her a therapist. Her mom didn't believe at first that therapy was gonna help until she sat through a session. And I feel like it's important, like when someone doesn't understand and they don't realize and can't, sometimes communication is such a hard thing. I know when it comes to talking myself, I find difficult to find words to describe the way I'm feeling sometimes because it's like a mixture of feelings that you can't even describe. And it's incredible. Hi, Shania. I am getting messages from my family that they're watching and listening to my show. Yay. Back to my mental health story. Guys, finding people to talk to. Sometimes you need someone else. Like, I know for a fact when I went to therapy that explaining it to my parents was a very difficult thing because they grew up different, I would say, but they're willing to learn and listen, which is great. The same way that Georgia, she learned to listen, and Ginny and Georgia like were able to work out their differences regardless, because I know for a fact for season 2 I was on Ginny's side the whole entire time. The whole entire time. There was no way I was gonna be okay, I'm gonna forgive the mom. No, I was upset. I was upset with all the things that she did, because I understood in the eyes of a teenager how and what Jenny was feeling, because there's no way, like, when you actually watch the show, you couldn't side with Jenny. But then again, at the same time, you want to understand Georgia and her ways and the way she became the way she became. And you got to see that a lot more in season 2, a lot of the unanswered questions of how she became the way she became, and why was she like that as a mom. And it's great. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. Like, I don't understand how people don't realize how great of a show it is. Shoot, if I could find shows that are great, people don't realize how good they are. But the moment you hear Grey's Anatomy, everybody wants to watch it. How great of a show. It's too long now. 19 seasons. That's no. I tried. I, for one, tried to listen and watch it, but I cannot. I couldn't. And it wasn't my thing. Gosh. And another show was Ant Farm. Ant Farm is on Disney Channel. China and McClain was my childhood. She was the music prodigy of that show and was great. I remember watching it. The same with Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Fish Hooks. Fish Hooks, guys. Fish Hooks. Fish Hooks was dumb funny in a way. And that's a good part. Like, it was dumb funny. And people don't realize that just like SpongeBob, it would be funny. Even though I don't find SpongeBob funny. Many people won't agree with me, because I know for a fact that I had a lot of people tell me, how in the world do you not like SpongeBob? I know for a fact that one of my friends, he's like, oh, SpongeBob was his childhood. And I'm like, it wasn't mine. And he's like, it's funny. I'm like, it's not. It's not funny at all. Like, I don't understand how people like it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's one of the most popular ones out there, but I guess we have a different understanding of what's great. And that's alright. Like, I mean, my mom don't understand how in the world I like BTS. But that's okay. She understand it later. That's my favorite thing. I mean, I don't judge her when when it comes to Ricky Martin. Or I also don't judge my aunt when it comes to Enrique Iglesias. Like, they have an obsession to the point that they got front row tickets to go see them live when they went on tour. That's their love. But the good thing is that people don't realize that how great it is to watch, listen, or to do something that other people are not doing. And it's great because you get a new experience out of it. Like, I began reading. I know, I go to people, I'm like, I read, I love reading. But why? What's better? Physical books or digital books? I'm broke. I'm a broke college student. And unfortunately, I can't pay for $18, $20 of hardcover books, unfortunately. I know you love Enrique. Okay, I know you love Enrique. My aunt, again. It's okay. Digital books are fun. Like, you're able to write on it. Like, I don't understand how people could physically write and annotate on an actual hardcover book. Like, how in the world can that's kind I feel like that's a disrespect to the book. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how people could just write on their books. Like, my cousin, she has to do it for school, and I get that because also had to do it for school. But I did it with a pencil. Many people do it with a pen. Like, they don't use, like, I know people get to the point that they don't want to write on their books. So what they do, they use the colorful sticky notes, and they write. See, I understand that part. How in the world are you going to be able to write on a book? Like, you can't. Like, it's so rude. It's not even the books that I own now. I couldn't even write on my textbooks because even though I own them, I could not write on them. I feel like it's rude. And it's like a waste of a book. It's like, even though like there are notes on it, like, I mean, I could just use my iPad for that, or get a sticky note or an actual notebook to do it, and you even want to write on a book. I don't get it, but I what people don't get sometimes is when I talk about things that many people don't like. They don't get my views, and that's great. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And that's all good to me. But guys, it I don't get it sometimes how people could just sit back and not experience something that is not trending. I mean, I'm on TikTok too. Like, I see how trendy things could be, and that's great. But like, still, like, you gotta experience the things that not many people like, because then you see the views in things that are like not likable, I guess you would say, and see the world in a different light. How things are so different. You don't have to be like everyone else to enjoy something. Shoot, I see people go to like the high end places. I one time saw it was trending, saw it on Instagram, went to a restaurant. Was it worth it? No. Was my family happy, because I'm very indecisive, to go to somewhere that I decided to want to go? Yes, they were. Did they like it? No. And that's okay. But it's great to try new things. It doesn't mean like it's okay not to like them in the end, like, but trying it, it's an A for effort. I mean, I struggle for a fact. I struggle to decide something. I like my routine, and that's okay. And it's come time to almost hit 30 minutes, and it's crazy. This is my second show, and I'm glad. I can't wait to see and hear from everyone. Please stay tuned to my show every Friday at 3 o'clock. I thank you for listening. You have listened to In My Eyes here on The Mix 99.5. Everyone enjoy their weekend, and I see you next week.